Good afternoon. I'm Calvin Bowman. I'm a student at Northeast Texas Community College, Mortuary Science program. This is my special project for my MRTS 1225 Thano chemistry class. And I've decided to do my project on rigor mortis and the facts of rigor mortis. Big question, what is rigor mortis? We often get this question in the mortuary field, and me as an apprentice and employee of a funeral home, this is the leading question that we get asked about rigor mortis. That seems to be the world known theme when it comes to death. But rigor mortis is a postmortem change resulting in the stiffening of the body, muscles, due to the chemical changes in their myofibrils. Rigor mortis helping estimate the time since death, as well as if the body has been moved. Actually, there are actually 6 stages to rigor mortis. Stage 1 is called the absent, which is just immediately after death. Stage 2 is minimal rigor mortis. Stage 3 is moderate. Stage 4 is advanced. Stage 5 is complete. And actually stage 6 has passed. I want you to pay focus on stage 1. Actually, soon as the body uh, the person has died or they passed on, there's an early stage a few minutes later where rigor mortis actually starts begin because the muscles cannot get anaerobic oxygen to that area. And then the final stage, actually, rigor mortis do pass away. Stage 1, the body is still able to get a small amount of oxygen anaerobically. The muscles are still soft and are movable. This is the ideal situation, ideal case as embalmers that we want to receive the bodies as close to death as possible and the early on stage of rigor mortis once we get the body back to the funeral home or the mortuary service where we're going to perform the embalming. Stage 2 is uh, minimal. The body's muscle will start to turn stiff in this stage. The face muscles are the first to be affected. In rigor mortis, the small muscles of the bodies are the first to receive the stages of rigor mortis as compared to the large muscles are the last. During stage 3, there's a moderate stage of rigor mortis. More body muscles begin to harden, and it becomes obvious that the body is no longer loose or flexible. Those are the ones we see where the stiffening of the joints and the limbs, and those muscles. Stage 4 is advanced. Most of the muscles in the body are now stiff and do not bend. During stage 5, the entire body has completed the rigor mortis cycle. All muscles in the body become hard and inflexible at this particular time. Uh, if you see pictures or there's pictures that you see where the body is extremely stiff, this is an advanced stage of rigor mortis, stage 5. And after a long period of time, roughly about 36 to 48 hours, actually the rigor mortis actually do pass. During stage 6, the rigor mortis is complete, and the body now moves into a phase of mortis, and final decomposition. Liver mortis is one of the ones of mortis, is where uh, you find pooling of the blood there in the body. Now, as an undertaker, an embalmer, an employee of a funeral home, uh, if the body needs to be embalmed with rigor mortis, the embalmer would have to massage and move those limbs to actually break and relieve those tendons and the muscles of the rigor mortis. Actually, some embalmers are in the funeral industry. We raise the limbs and we bend them and we flex them. We move the fingers and we bend and flex the wrist, arms, elbow, anywhere there's a joint, even raising the legs and bending them back, also massaging those muscles to actually break, loosen, rid that body of rigor mortis. This actually will help in the body to relax prior to embalming. There's actually a timeline for rigor mortis, 0 to 8 hours. The body begins to harden, but it's still movable. That's roughly about 0 to 4 hours. At about 4 to 8 hours, the muscle becomes stiff. From 4 to 12 hours, muscle becomes fully stiff. 12 to 24 hours, the muscle stays solid and stiff. And then lastly, 24 to 36 hours, the stiffness disperses after about 36 hours, and the muscle actually become flexible. And this is leaning toward decomposition stage. Here's an example what rigor mortis look like there, even down into the fingers uh, where they become immobile. But remember I said earlier that the rigor mortis affect the small muscles first. Actually, the temperature actually affects the rigor mortis. Uh, the warmer temperature actually speeds the pace of rigor mortis. The age actually affects how quick the rigor mortis set in. The size of the body. If there's a large person, a muscle-bound person, that affects the rigor mortis. Uh, and rigor mortis is important to the embalmers that uh, not only the embalmer, but it's also important to the forensic pathologist. That's giving them an idea if the body had been moved prior or during rigor mortis. But we in the funeral industry, once we receive a body, that kind of give us an idea as we are prepping and examining bodies and getting ready to prepare to embalm. And that kind of gives us an idea in the funeral industry how long the body has been deceased in rigor mortis. So it's important not only to the funeral industry, but forensic pathologists, police officers, and cops, and anybody that has to play a part in their body. But this is the conclusion of my presentation. I thank you for sharing and watching with me. And again, I'm Calvin Bowman, a student at Northeast Texas Community College. My presentation was on rigor mortis. Thank you so much.